Alright, what's going on YouTube? We got my boy
Angel.
Angel. What you did today?
I got second at the sneak peek.
You're playing Drytron, right?
I was playing Drytron today, pure. None of that ultimateness stuff, no fairies, just this.
Alright, so let's get into it.
Alright, so pretty standard for Drytron. You got the dad, and you got this thing. Dad's broken, double monster negate. This thing's a follow-up to dad. If you don't open it, also OTKs. One of brick adds any Drytron spell. You don't like it, but you run it. Triple new 2. This card's absolutely broken for the deck. I think you have to run 3. Some people run 2 or 1. I think they're just wrong. Then really standard Drytron stuff. Triple alpha, triple zeta. These are just the heart and soul of your deck. Add your ritual monster, add your ritual spell. That shit's broken every time. You got the 2 of gamma, 2 of delta. I see some people play 1 and 1 and maybe a beta. Don't play beta, you're bad if you play beta. But 2 and 2 here is good. We got triple cyber emergency. These are just searchers for the Drytron. You gotta run 3. Plays into droll, so you don't like starting with it. Triple Nova. This is your 1-card combo with the new 2. Some people don't like drawing the new 2. I like starting with new 2 combo every time. Particularly important, activate once per turn. If they negate it with DDD, you activate it again. One of Foolish, it's Foolish Burial. And don't need explanation. Triple Field Spell, 1 Terraforming. People don't like this. I'm starting to dislike it. Honestly, I think I would just do this in the future. But overall, it's a good package. It gets you to Nova, which is the 1-card starter. And then Ritual Spell. This is kind of the brick of the deck. You need to run it though to activate the ritual effects to ritual summon. Okay. That's the main deck. It's just pure Drytron. Your end board is just going to be dad with friends. Okay. Something different that I'm doing is I'm main decking the Betos Buster package. So Magic-y. Unlocking is absolutely broken. It changes the attributes of all of your opponent's face-up cards. So if they're playing Tenpai, they can't special summon any more dragons because they're divine dragons. If they're on Fiendsmith, they can't special summon Fiendsmith cards because they're divine fiends. If they're on just fire in general, you activate this and they just forget their fire lock. They summon Promethean, they can't special summon anymore because they're fire locked. So this is a really good package. Sometimes you see the brick though, and that kind of tough, but it's just too good to pass up, I think. Fairy packages, triple Ben 10, 1 diviner. I'm not sold on 3, but I like 3. Sometimes it's good to have the fodder even if you don't get searches off of it. And then diviner is the 1 of, searches anything in the deck that's a ritual spell or ritual monster, so you gotta run it. And then I'm running breakers. I got triple droplet, triple book. This card is broken in this format. I don't know why people aren't playing this. Called by the Grave. And then the Snag by Tactics. These are breakers and going first cards, obviously. I think running 1 and 1 is fine. I don't like drawing 2 of talents. And then Book of Eclipse isn't a hard once per turn, so it's broken. And then Droplet. And then we got the side deck here. Side deck's probably the most different part of my deck compared to other people. The 1 of other Drytron for Runic. Didn't see Runic. But theoretically gotta get Runic though. Can't target with spell traps, that's why you run it. And then it's a once per turn. It's a once per turn Harpy's Feather Duster, so it's actually pretty good against Runic. Didn't need it though, thank God. Fuck Runic. 1 of Natasha. This card's crazy in time. You just take your opponent's cards and then you keep gaining life points and you put the deficit so high that you can't lose. Natasha OTK is broken. Because of it too, you can just make your opponent go first. They're going to be sided out of their good cards. You and Natasha take it, they're not expecting it. And you just win the game. You can't summon new 2 and Natasha at the same time, but usually it doesn't matter. Triple balls. Balls are broken against you, Bell. I was running lava golems before, but break your opponent's board with a ball. Ball break them. It goes crazy. Bell gets cooked by this. Everything just gets cooked by this for the most part. The only part that is bad is if they only got 2 and they underextended because, you know, whatever. But because you're not running hand traps, usually they're just ending on full board anyway. Triple Dark Ruler. Its Dark Ruler is broken. I have nothing else to say about Dark Ruler, except that it's not a hard once per turn, and that's crazy. Double Ultimate Slayer. This card's really good because in the extra deck, which we'll get to, I'm running some cool tech cards for it. But it breaks you bellboards really good with the Desiree if you target the Desiree. Breaks a couple other random shit too, which we'll get to. Double Cosmic, Respect Runic. Didn't see it, but still a good card sometimes.
It was in the room.
Yep, and then I'm here preaching the
okay.
magical springs technology.
Okay.
You draw one card for every face-up spell trap your opponent controls. Against you, Bell, if this resolves, it's a theoretical draw 4, draw 3. Against Snake Guy, it's a draw 3. Against Voiceless, it's a draw 3. Against Centurion, it's a draw 3. There's a lot of decks where this is broken. So if you can't afford the Fool loss, if you can't afford Perulia, I think this is a good
Card.
side deck option as opposed to those two. And then we get to the extra deck. First up, we got the Diviner package, and for the Diviner package, we got the Elder Entity Antis, and we got the Herald.
Okay.
These cards are just really good to have. Importantly, you already run these anyway because of the Herald, so the Ultimate Slayer here is a really good option. If you're playing against Centurion or you're playing against Whitewoods, you get a free search. If you're playing against Ubel, you get a pop, guaranteed, because Ultimate Slayer sends for cost. So this card and the package is really, really good in this deck. The other Ultimate Slayer target I got here is Meteorologic Aggregator. This card's probably going to be good a lot next format, but this format, if they just end on their Caesar, you spin back the Caesar and you negate one face up on the field for free. So it's really powerful for that. You can't make it at all in the deck, unfortunately, but it's just good to send. The other synchro that we have here is the FA Dawn Dragster. I'm not playing the Secret Village, so we don't need the Ancient Fairy Dragon. I think Secret Village is bad. You don't need it. You're a bad player if you rely on a Floodgate. It's not even a good Floodgate in Drytron. Stop trying to run it. We got the one of Kiki. I will defend this card until death. Guarantees a Zeus every single time. If you get drolled or you get shifted, you live. That's why you need the card.
Okay.
Some people are running the Lyralist. I think they're just wrong. That card's bad. Don't run it. Pretty standard 2 mu beta. It's your Drytron Xyz. Ain't nothing more to say about it. Pretty standard. Sometimes you run 3, but 2 is fine. Zeus package. This is broken. I think Zeus is a really slept on card this format, just the fact that you can chain it. And the fact that you have Downard too. So at the very least with Fuko, you can go into Downard. They have to counter the Downard if they want to stop the Zeus. So you can get interaction that way. But if they let you make the Zeus, they gotta stop the Zeus. And so that's it for that. Finally, we got the links. We got the Relinquish Anima. To link off your Drytrons if you have new 2 already activated or in hand, you link them off. In Grave, you can activate them. I think I'd rather link Karibo, but it is what it is. RIP. One of IP Masquerena. IP Masquerena is really good in this deck. You just end on it sometimes. It's not necessary all the time. If you're playing a monster-heavy deck, you make it over making the Dawn Dragster, but usually I don't make it unless it's like a grind game. One of Azalea. This card's absolutely phenomenal in this deck. Takes a Light in the Dark, Sky Striker. It pops itself if you have less than 4 spells in your grave, but it's basically just a free Nightmare card without the discard, so it's really good to run in your deck. The other reason it's really good is because if you are able to keep it on board, you can just get a free SP as well, so that's 2 free pieces of removal. Another thing is that SP is really telegraphed, like you go into Relinquish, you go into SP, but what people aren't expecting is you got 2 random light names on board, you go into Azalea for the insta-pop, and they just don't expect it. So they might play incorrectly into that, because they're not going to be expecting Azalea at all. Dynamonda, this is SP Little Knight at home for rituals. This card's really good in this deck. It resets bad. Doesn't really come up too often, but it's really, really powerful if you get it to resolve. One of access code for outing Skill Drain. Didn't see it today. It's like fine. You can run Boral Sword if you want, but this card's good.
Thank you.
And that's the deck profile.
All right. Thanks for having me, bro.
All right.
Deuces.